It's a new school year, and the teaching supplies are prepared for success. Everyone's here, and Marker is ready to roll. But a sharp new addition to the desk shakes Marker's confidence. Are Marker's mistakes really permanent? Or, with a little encouragement and some new perspective, can she transform them into something to be proud of? Join the supplies while they make mistakes and have fun fixing them. In Marker, new from Anna Kang and Christopher Wyatt. It's a new school year, and the teaching supplies are prepared for success. Everyone's here, and Marker is ready to roll.
I thought middle school was going to be a disaster, but on my first day, I met 3 amazing girls, all named Taylor, like me. That's Taylor Shaw. We call her TS. She's loyal, competitive, and a little intense. Tay-Tay hugs everyone. Everyone. You can never get her down, no matter what. Taylor Perez, on the other hand, is a total boss. I love that about her. As for me, I'm Teffy, and I want to be a songwriter someday. There's another dream I have, though. The same one as my new besties, the Taylors. Go to the biggest concert of our lives. Together, I know we can make it happen.
Yeah, you. Have you heard of the bad guys? Misters Wolf, Snake, Shark, Piranha, and Tarantula? Because if you haven't, you're really missing out. Missing out on their totally epic, completely unbelievable, mind-blowingly hilarious adventures through all of space and time. I'm talking saving the day, heavy metal overlords, royal alien zombie kids, and loads of other amazing stuff you've never even seen before. Whew, you got all of that, right? Well, the universe needs saving. The bad guys can be the best guys.
My life was pretty great. I had everything I needed. My grandpa Poppy and my dog Ronan. Then Poppy got sick. I had to move in with a great aunt I'd never even met. Ronan wasn't allowed to come. He tried to follow me, but now he's hurt and lost and in danger. I know it's not safe to go looking for Ronan on my own, but I don't care. He's more than just a dog to me. He's family.
Tammy Garcia, and I am the author of the graphic novel Mixed Up. Meet Stella. She's in 5th grade. She loves hanging out with her best friends, Latasha and Emiko. She also loves drawing and her favorite animated series, Witchlands. Stella starts 5th grade and everything seems fine. But one day, things start to feel a little bit mixed up. Reading becomes a little harder, and her schoolwork starts piling up because she can't seem to finish it during the class periods. She starts to feel a little bit worried. What's going on? Stella finds out that she has something called dyslexia. People with dyslexia's brains work a little bit differently when it comes to reading. With help from her supportive and caring teachers and family and friends, Stella starts to learn things in different ways, which helps her to understand. There's some really special things about the story Mixed Up. It was inspired by my experiences as an elementary school teacher with my own students who had dyslexia and also my daughter Stella's dyslexia journey. Mixed Up is a story about friendship, courage, and what makes each of us special.
Hello, readers. I am Alan Gratz, the author of Heroes and a bunch of other books, and I am back this year with a new book called War Games. 13-year-old Evie Harris can't believe her luck. She's going to Berlin to compete in the 1936 Summer Olympics alongside American teammates like track star Jesse Owens. True, there's something creepy about Germany's leader, Adolf Hitler, who watches over the games from his booth high above the stadium. But Evie's just there to win a gold medal in gymnastics. Until she discovers a horrible secret. Behind all the Olympic fanfare, Hitler and the Nazis have Berlin in an iron grip of terror and violence, and war is brewing. Evie gets mixed up in a mysterious plot to help steal Nazi gold, and soon she's navigating the city's darkest corners and hidden passageways, never sure who is a friend and who is a foe. Can Evie stand up to evil and follow her Olympic dreams? You'll have to read War Games to find out.
Jerome, the star of the Word Collector, on a new holiday adventure. To his surprise, Jerome finds inspiring words are hard to come by. So he goes back to his word collection and returns with a gift of words that inspires others to share their own. From #1 New York Times best-selling author and illustrator Peter H. Reynolds comes The Gift of Words, a reminder that kind, positive words are the best gifts you can give this holiday season.
I've lived inside the walls of the refuge my entire life. It's too dangerous to go outside, ever since the Great Poisoning changed the world. Those who stayed out there became something else. The refuge has everything we need: food, shelter, protection, other kids to play with. My parents say we're the lucky ones, but lately I've started to wonder. I know it's dangerous, but I need to find out for myself what's outside.
Garden Glen was a very bland place until Millie Fleur Le Fay came to town. Millie Fleur loves to garden. She finds each plant beautifully unique. The neighbors call her garden odd and unruly, but she's proud of her wild, weird little garden. Soon everyone in Garden Glen shared her love of the interesting, the weird, and the wonderful.
Dare to be different.
My name's Smiley. I was raised to believe the world was kind, that everyone who saw my face would smile back. But then I found out that not all people smile at dogs like me. They see a pit bull and stop seeing me. I was all alone. Until I met a boy named Carlito. He didn't care that I was a pit bull. He just saw a friend. It hurts that some people don't see me for who I really am. But I'm going to change their minds. I've got my smile, and I'm not done using it.
And has a dream, a beautiful, bewitching, bubbly dream. He longs to be an enchanting mermaid. Sometimes, not all the time. Kitty wants to help. She gets to work crafting 2 homemade mermaid tails. But when their trip to the seashore doesn't go as planned, Unicorn starts to feel a little nervous. Can Kitty still help her best friend's beautiful dream come true? Find out in the heartwarming and hilarious book, Bubbly Beautiful Kitty Corn.
Hi, Dolphin Dolphins. So today I'm going to read one of our books from our virtual author that is coming to visit on October the 8th. His name is Loren Long, and he wrote many amazing children's books, but one of them is a series called Otis. Some of you may have read this series before. And we're going to read the first one in this series. We have several of them in our library, but we're going to read Otis today. There was once a friendly little tractor. His name was Otis, and every day Otis and his farmer worked together, taking care of the farm they called home. Otis liked to work. But after working hard all day, Otis was ready to unwind and play. He would ride the rolling hills and skirt Mud Pond down by the corn. He would leapfrog bales of hay and explode through the haystacks. On occasion, he would chase a rabbit or play Ring Around the Rosie with the ducks to the sound of his steady put, puff, puffity chuff. And sometimes at the end of the day, he would just sit under the apple tree and watch the farm below. Every night, tired but happy, Otis would put, puff off into the little stall in the barn that was all his. One night when Otis was fast asleep, the farmer brought a beautiful baby calf into the barn. It's right there. The calf bawled and bawled for his mother, but when the sleepy sound of the soft put, puff, puffity chuff came from the next stall, the scared little calf stopped bawling and drifted off to sleep. From that day on, the calf started following the little tractor wherever he went. Put, puff, puffity chuff. She followed him over the rolling hills and down by Mud Pond. She was right behind him, leapfrogging bales of hay. And the calf made their games of Ring Around the Rosie all the better. Sometimes at the end of the day, the two of them would just sit together under the apple tree and watch the farm below. Otis loved his little calf, and the little calf loved Otis. Then one day, the farmer surprised everyone with a brand new yellow tractor. "Time to move out, Otis," the farmer said. He took Otis out of the little stall in the barn that was all his and parked him back behind the barn. Then he backed the big yellow tractor into the stall next to the little calf. But the little calf didn't like the big yellow tractor. He had a deep, rumbling snore that shook the stall when he slept. There was no one to purr the little calf gently to sleep, no one to spend her days with. And Otis? Otis could not even see his farm as the weeds began to cover his tires. His friend often sat with him, but she could not get him to play like the old days. It was early summer when the farmer discovered a poster. Who has the prettiest calf in the land? Judges will decide at the county fair and award a fancy blue ribbon to the winner. The farmer knew the answer. He would show the little calf. But on the morning of the fair, the little calf was nowhere to be found. She had wandered down to Mud Pond by the cornfield to cool off. When she waded into the muddy water, her feet sank. With every step, she sank deeper and deeper and deeper. The little calf was stuck in Mud Pond. "Get the hands," the farmer shouted when he saw her. All the farm hands came running with their ropes, but the more they tugged, the more stuck the calf got. "Get the yellow tractor," the farmer shouted. "He can save her." But the big tractor just scared the little calf. She sank in deeper and deeper. Nearby farmers began to gather. "Then call Fire Chief Douglas and the fire truck," the farmer shouted. "They can save our little calf." But the sight of the big red fire truck startled the little calf even deeper. The farmer was fit to be tied. If the farm hands and the big tractor and even the fire department and his fire truck couldn't save the little calf, who could? Suddenly, The little calf's ears perked up. Over the hum of the growing crowd, there came a faint sound in the distance. A soft, rhythmic purr, put, puff, puffity chuff. The crowd turned and looked. The sound became louder, put, puff, puffity chuff. And all at once, Otis puffed from around the barn. He turned and headed straight towards Mud Pond. Otis puffed down the rolling hill and pulled up right next to the muddy water's edge. The calf heard her friend's puttering purr and bawled. It was something like a hello. Then, to the sound of his gentle chuff and the amazement of all the people in the crowd, Otis slowly began to circle the pond. He circled, and the little calf turned and turned, never taking her eyes off her friend. With each ring Otis made around Mud Pond, the muddy grip loosened until the calf was able to stumble out of the pond on her own. The two friends had found each other again. Otis led the calf right down the dusty road towards the village, and everyone threw flowers as they went, following them into the town. It looked like a happy parade. No one needed a fancy blue ribbon to tell them that the calf was a special calf. Otis was a special tractor, and the two of them were special friends. From that day on, the farmer discovered that with Otis's puttering purr beside the chicken coop, his chickens laid more eggs. At milking time, with Otis's gentle chuff nearby, his cows produced more milk. On occasion, Otis even got to join the farmer in the big yellow tractor out in the fields. But often at the end of the day, Otis would just sit with his friend under the apple tree and watch the farm below. The end. I hope you enjoyed that book. I am so excited to get a chance to meet Lauren Long, the author of Otis, when he comes to our virtual event on October 10th. I hope you enjoyed this story. Bye. Hey.
Mr. Stein here, and I would like to read a book to you guys. You may have read this book or heard this book, but it's always good to listen to a book again. This one is called Snowmen at Night. One wintry day I made a snowman, very round and tall. The next day when I saw him, he was not the same at all. His hat had slipped, his arms drooped down. He really looked a fright. It made me start to wonder, what do snowmen do at night? I think the snowmen start to slide when it gets really dark, off the lawn and down the street and right into the park. They gather in a circle while they sit for all the others, sipping cups of ice-cold cocoa made by snowman mothers. Then the snowman games begin. They line up in their places, each one anxious for his turn in the snowman races. After everyone has had a chance at racing once or twice, they go on over to the pond and do some skating tricks on ice. Sometimes they start giggling, and then they act like clowns. They bump into each other until they all fall down. They gather up their snowballs, the pitcher takes his aim, and underneath the moonlit sky, they play a baseball game. No one knows just how it started, but soon it's quite a sight, with snowmen throwing snowballs in the world's best snowball fight. Then it's time for sledding. It's a wild ride down the hill. Wahoo! they yell. This is by far the snowman's biggest thrill. Finally, they're tuckered out and getting sleepy. So they slowly gather up their things and one by one they go. So if your snowman's grin is crooked or he's lost a little height, you'll know he's just been doing what snowmen do at night. The end. Hopefully we get to have some snow this winter and play with some snowmen. We'll see. It's been a little while. All right, everybody. Have a great rest of your day.